What's up, people? This is episode 196. 196, 195, who gives a shit? This is my boy Bern. Bern, the Thrill Norman filmmaker, freaking musical recording artist, God knows what else. Buckle up, gentlemen and ladies. The episode starts right now. What up, B?
Yeah.
What's good, man? Guess what?
Good.
Oh, Bern's in the house. What's up, guys? But this is musical recording artist, multiple albums, man. You had some pretty good singles that hit number one on various charts. You did a whole bunch of gothic films that I really really liked and appreciated. So welcome to
Bootleg, man. They bootleg.
yeah. I was gonna say welcome to my world, but we've been part of each other's world for quite some time. So here we are, where and we just I guess we just keep that son bitch rolling, right? We pick up where we left off and there it is, right? So B, we have some fun to talk about, right? We're not gonna talk about we'll talk a little bit about volleyball if we want to. All right. We're not gonna talk about chicken heads, right? How you do the chicken heads? How do the chicken heads talk again? How do you do that?
Please, man. Shut up.
Just talking heads, man, for the people who know us. So, Bern, we're going to talk about movies. We have various topics, all right? So, we some of the topics for movies are, I mean, it's nothing serious, right? It's all fiction at the end of the day, and some are based on a true story, but we're going to go unserious and serious as far as movie lovers are concerned. So, let's start with topic 1. Let's start with the most unserious thing, okay? We're going to do I guess we're going to actually fuck it. Let's just read the teleprompter.
Yeah,
The genius of the creation.
I'm cheat sheet too.
No, the genius of the creation is what scary films and scares the crap out of you. There's a lot of classic films, the godfather of all of them, slashers
Oh,
like Psycho. You got deep thoughts that were put in movies that are pure genius. Alfred Hitchcock, the mastermind. This is actually your heading, not mine, so I'm going to start over.
yeah,
So,
Alfred Hitchcock, man.
yeah, yeah.
When I saw the movie version with what's his name that played as Alfred Hitchcock and the mastermind of all of that, it was very impressive to me. Because you don't see behind the scenes of what's going on in their lives. You see just the success of what's going on with him
Hmm.
and how he's making. Like, I remember when I was a kid, you see the Alfred Hitchcock TV shows, and
Yeah.
then he had the movies, and I was just like, yo, Psycho brought that slasher,
Yeah.
and that's everybody followed suit from there.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is the genre we wish to explore first. Topic number 1. My teleprompter is shot, so I'm just going to fake it till I make it. I'm going to pretend I'm reading off a teleprompter. There are a lot of horror films that leave a lasting impression from the moment you see those films to the day you die. You see Freddy Krueger, you're going to have some problems going to sleep. Your dreaming is already out of the question. Don't like not a slasher horror film person? How about Jaws? See the original Jaws. A lot of people didn't even want to go back in the water, right? Friday the 13th. Nobody wants to go camping, and for sure nobody wants to have sex in a place where where it's in the middle of the woods. So these things kind of mess you up for life. And we both know, like, if we want to go extreme or like just like, how can I put it? Horror film enthusiast or purist, I'll go so far as to see no evil starring Kane. If Kane stood in front of me, I would shit myself. I would
Yeah,
shit my pants. But that's not what this topic is about, Vern. This topic is about the less intimidating ones. This topic is about the horror film villains where you look at them and you look at your friend and you say, "Are you fucking shitting me?" That's it. That's what I'm supposed to be running away from. That's the one that's going to traumatize me for life. So Bern, we're going to do a top 3. Who are your top 3 least intimidating horror film villains? I'm going to go 3 to 1. You can go 1 to 3. Bernard Norman, the floor is yours. Let's go.
well, let me tell you right now, Jay, they're my top three.
And now the Prime Minister. Go ahead.
Okay, so he goes.
Wait. Sorry. Let me actually.
Free ball.
Wait. Before you go, I got to do the clock. We got 60 seconds, and whatever spills over, right? We could spill over and talk about that. So don't worry too much about
Wait. The unintimidating or the intimidating?
The least intimidating.
Least intimidating. Okay, we got
the ones where you look at them and you're just like this. Look. Okay. Right.
I'm like,
yeah.
Are you serious?
Okay. But you do have that list though, right?
Yeah, I got the list.
All right, cool. All right, Bern, 1 minute, go.
So I got the main killer, Soar, the guy that does it. You know, he come with me with that pig outfit. I'm like, I'll beat your ass right here. You come with me with that outfit. And you know, you're in New York City too, so come on. Then
there he is. Look at the picture. Look at the picture. Go ahead. Who else?
I got the Omen. You know, I said, what the hell is this? Who's making phone calls at this time? This is my time.
Actually, here's the kid. Where's the kid? Do I have the Omen? Shit, I don't have him. I'll get him.
But the Omen, you know that song. Damien, man, I'll take that kid. Get your ass over here.
Thank you.
Beat his ass.
Yeah, whoop that behind. Get out of here with that.
Yeah,
right? Go somewhere with that.
All right. Nobody know about Vincent Price, so I put the remake of The Fly with Jeff Goldblum. Or go Bloom, what the hell his name is. So I put it up for him. I said, if he comes near me, I have my sword ready. I'll just split him.
Here it is. Look. Come on. No, but listen, as the horn honks, right? And your time's up. This is the kid from The Omen. Come on, right? We supposed to be scared of that? We supposed to be scared of that.
Get your ass over here. We're talking about the damn demons.
Put him over your knee. Makes you believe in corporal punishment all over again. Right? All right. So, if I may, I'm going to go a minute and we're definitely going to talk about this. Okay. So mine, as we go to our minute, let's start the clock. Mine is Buffalo Bill. Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lamb. This dude singing Goodbye Horses, tucking his penis between his legs. Will you fuck me? Will you fuck me? You know what I would do? I'd slap the shit out of him. I'd throw him in that hole, and you know what I would say? It puts the lotion, here he is. It puts the lotion in the basket, or it gets the hose again, okay? You put the fucking lotion in the basket, all right? So my number 2 is Chucky. I'm sorry. Chucky might have a mean face, but really at the end of the day, he just looks like an ugly baby. We grew up in the hood. We've seen plenty of ugly babies that look just like this. Look at this, Bern. Look, let me tell you something. I'm a Buffalo Bills fan. Scott Norwood missed wide right, but I'm telling you, I make sure that kick goes right through the uprights if my football is Chucky. All right? Now, my number 1. This is everybody's number 1. Say a prayer for the youth of America. This dude, Bern, if this dude comes up with you with a knife, skinny and frail as he look, I don't care if he got skills with a knife. If you have an aluminum bat, you taking a bat to his knees and you are taking your freaking time with this dude. I swear to God and Sonny Jesus, ghost face killer. I'm going to be, when I see him with a knife looking at me with that inquisitive, that ironic look, you know what I'm going to do? In fact, I'm going to put the camera on you. What's your reaction first?
Jay, we're fucking New Yorkers. When you see stupid ass mask, we're going to be like, really? You'd be like, well, I guess you don't like scary movies.
Now.
I'm running away.
Oh, my God. Do we have some honorable mentions? I'd like to go first on honorable mentions. I was not intimidated. If you saw like the first 2 Friday the 13th, right? It was Jason Voorhees' mom. Least intimidating person, just and throw her in the lake, right? Let her drown. Jason with the little KKK flag on his head, you know, instead before he had the hockey mask. Anyone that has to walk after you, I think I could beat. I mean, look, do you remember back in the 80s they would walk after the girl and the girl would like trip? Oh my ankle! Oh, I can't run. Or she's in a car with a car that's just like, come on.
No. Better yet, she's in a car. She's like this, like.
That's right, holding him up. Shut. No, but listen.
Like in Halloween, like the second Halloween movie, kind of did. Jamie Lee Curtis kind of did that.
Yes. But I love when Michael got shot in Halloween. Like he shot once, twice, and Michael's like, ow, ow, ow. And the dude kept shooting. That's what you're supposed to do with people who are supposed to walk after you. Bringing a knife to a gunfight. Shoot him. Okay? And if he comes back, tell him you got some more ammo for him. But go ahead.
Did you count how many times from the first movie and the second movie? Like they continue it all from the second movie when he got shot.
Mm-hmm.
Did you count how many times he got shot?
He got shot.
But they kind of messed up.
They did. Yeah. They did. They did.
I shot him 7 times.
Now
He's human.
Now, Bern, here's what gave me cause to pause. What gave me cause to pause was that in 2005, when they started making the remakes, like Jason from the remakes was not some guy walking after you. That dude was on some performance enhancing drugs. Yeah. That was some Jason on some steroid shit right there, dude. Yeah. With a knife running at you as fast as he can, slashing dudes. So I'm like, okay, I can't put Jason in that category anymore. And Michael Myers too. Both of those guys were it's like the zombie films. Remember the zombie films where they would walk after you, all broken up, and then you watch like Dawn of the Dead. There's some cardio zombies.
Yeah, I know, right?
So you can't, in good conscience, say, right?
You be sitting there. What shit is this?
So you can't say in good conscience, right, that you're not scared of zombies. You got to cite the movie, you got to cite the time, and that got muddled up, and none of those would make my top 3, especially with a list as obvious as ours. I love your Damien the Omen one. Come on.
No,
come on.
I got one better. Remember the movie Shocker?
Yes. Yes.
The guy walking around, I'm coming for you. I'm coming with his crippled leg.
Come a little closer. Yeah, come a little closer. I got something for you.
Remember the part where he jumped in the little girl and she... That was the funniest part of the whole movie. Oh, man. You got to give it to the classic 80s and 90s, man. You got to give it to them.
And look, I got to give Scream credit, all right? He's my least intimidating character, but consistent with slash films, like all of the tenets that's supposed to go with that are designed to scare the shit out of teenage girls. I think they did that part, right? I think, there are some teenage girls that, you're in the theater. We were old enough to watch that in the theater, and there were people screaming, right? I'm a little jumpy too, so look, I wasn't scared, but I'm gonna be like, you've been with scary movies when you're looking at me like, what the hell? No, but you look at me like, you all right, Jay? So, but Scream was certainly worth making, right?
The first and second one, that's the only ones I
especially the whole thing about why sequels suck, right? Second one was making, I like that little subcategory, that subplot of them going over movies where you're trying to find a good sequel. It's like, what about Return of the Jedi? That's a trilogy, and actually, since we're still on this subject, before we jump off, which second movie was better than the first one? Friday the 13th, the second one was definitely better than the first one.
I like the space one of Friday the 13th. Yeah. I like the one, I think that was the last one, when they went into space. I kind of liked it because it was a different than, of course, you still get the women's that, show the boobs and everything. And you just she had no nipples, but she had boobs.
Can't have a scary movie without boobs.
Yeah, well, of course not. That's pretty much what it all was like that in the 80s. But I like the plot how they went into space and they show like a buff Arnold Schwarzenegger version of Jason now, and I was like, God damn, look at his look.
He's let's just call him swole up Jason.
Look at those swollen Ninja Turtles. No,
I'll tell you what, I do like Aliens. That was a sequel to Alien, but Aliens, right? The second one, which is plural, right? It wasn't Alien 2, it was just Aliens, right? It turned, so the first one was sci-fi horror, right? But the second one was really more simply sci-fi. Right? They got guns and there's a whole bunch of aliens, shoot the aliens, this and that. And it was more like that. Remember that movie with the bugs or whatever, where you had to kill all the bug people? One-star movie, but I really liked it.
The bugs.
They had to kill giant bug people, and there's the military or whatever. And I think it's Michael Ironside was the lead. the guy from
I got to look back on that.
yeah, definitely, definitely. But man, but great tribute. Good job. Good job for us investing into this new category that we both know is original because I don't think anyone's ever come up with like the least intimidating ones.
No,
So big.
there is. Yeah, it's like
No one's everyone's
yeah,
come
it's
up with
like
everyone's gone the other way with that. Hmm.
yeah. Oh my God, I would run if I was so. Sit your buggy ass down somewhere. What you mean you'll run?
Sit the
Beat
hell,
his
man.
ass.
Sit your ass. Thank you. It puts the lotion in the basket. Man, fuck out of here.
Come here, come down, bring your ass down here. I'm gonna show
Yes.
you what I put in the goddamn skin. I'll
Yes.
show you what I put in the skin.
Yep. He be
And then
hosing me. I'm like, yes, I needed a bath. I've been here for 3 straight days. Give me the hose. Can you give me some soap too?
I wouldn't be like, I want to see somebody. No, I said, bring your ass down here and put the lotion on me. Let's see what happens.
All right, so my brother, let's
Mhm.
go to a category that's a little bit more not just relatable but closer to heart to us. Okay,
Of
so I
course.
am we're going to talk about superheroes. We are going to talk about superheroes that we like, superheroes that we dislike, but let's start with the baseline. You got 60 seconds, I got 60 seconds. And the question is, which superhero do you most closely identify with? You went first on the last one. Let me go first on this one, as my thing just froze. That's nice. That's cool. Um, that's so mine. Wow, they're just not gonna give me the picture. All right, I'll put it then on the edit. All right, so 60 seconds for me. Mine is Captain America, right? When you look at some of the traits of Captain America, Brooklyn born, grew up in a poor neighborhood, you know what I'm saying, had emotional investment in his close friends, his best friends. They grew up together. They're still friends. Like Bucky was a childhood friend, right? Consider the
Mhm.
fact that he served in the military in a wartime situation, very much like me. He
Mhm.
consider the fact that he got a battlefield promotion. I actually got battlefield promotions, not to officer or whatever. But the most important thing, as I got 30 seconds left, I'm not going to need all 30, is that the thing that we share is he has a knack for running towards trouble when trouble happens, where people run away. And it's this thing that's not taught you, and you're not thinking about like, I'm doing this to be a hero. You just kind of do it. And I really, really closely identify with that because my whole life, even when I was scared, I grew up a scared mama's boy, but I would always do the best I could to run towards a problem instead of running away from it. And though X-Men, almost any X-Men could be an identifiable character with me because, I'm born mixed, half black, half white, and mutants are like people who are feared and hated because they're not understood. I could identify with almost pretty much every X-Men category, but make mine Captain America.
Right.
Bern, floor is yours, buddy.
Mine is who's right behind me right now. Batman is everything to be for me because I grew up idolizing this character. No, I mean I'm not like everybody else that go on the street and be like, I'm Batman. No, I'm just like I just the fantasy of Batman, like his pretty much his parents got killed, but
Right.
my parents they passed away on different reasons. But the intelligence and everything on Batman, I love how he can outdo anybody else with powers and he
Right.
doesn't have powers. So let's just think about that. We all know that.
Hmm.
So, that's kind of like how I felt with volleyball. Everybody was like, I'm powerful and spiking and everything. So I said, I'm going to think, I'm going to outdo you.
Hmm.
That's what I'm going to do. And pretty much I've done that in the past of playing volleyball. So that's why I kind of like, I feel some way how Batman does things. And that's why I think about, like, okay, what would he do in this matter? I know it may sound childish, but it kind of like that's what I grew up on, my life.
Yeah.
Like
Listen.
Batman.
Yeah. Here's a good picture of him too. Like the best Batman thing I could find. That's a very strong.
The
Like
Arkham game.
like if you look at the eyes are very determined like yours. Like you have a determined look when you're in the volleyball court. Uh, um, the crazy thing is the biggest glaring difference between you and Batman is Batman. Like in the battlefield, he knows who his friends are, and like you, when you're on the volleyball court, you ain't have no friends.
No, I did.
If I was playing you that day, what's up, Bern? You like shut up, you know. So it was one of those things where always see Batman when I come to you. Batman's behind you, Batman
Mhm.
is in you, Batman is a lot of the things in which you centered a lot of your films, your short films around which um I'm happy to report got each one got was a little bit better, right? You do that
Yeah.
first couple of films and you look back and you're like, that was alright, and I wish I could have done more better. And then the next one's
Yes.
better, right? And then the next one's better, and the next one's better, and there you were, and there you are, right? Just trying to be a little bit better version of yourself through this, but you used the one thing that you most identified with to start it, which is Batman, which I think is terrific. I think it's
Right.
absolutely terrific, Bern. What
So
other
I need
super?
to finish it though.
Let's do some honorable mentions. Maybe superheroes we grew up wanting to be before we change. If you were always a Batman guy, that's not your category, but
No.
I grew up X-Men. In fact, from 1983 to 1994, I have every single X title from that 11-year period in crates, cardboard and plastic, in my little closet, my little Harry Potter closet. Still have them. Haven't opened them, and everybody watching this podcast can know that if someone teases you because you're different, or treats you different because you're different, or has this fear and wants to lash out at you, probably because they don't understand, and there's a little bit of apprehension that goes with that.
Right.
You live in this world that you're sworn to befriend, and in the X-Men's case, protect. A
Yeah.
world that fears and hates you. There's I grew up with mixed parents, so I've been called every name under the book. If you grow up on Flatbush, half black, half white, you're gonna be treated different until you literally fight your way into acceptance. Right at the end, we're all friends, but it wasn't always that way.
Yeah, of course not.
Go ahead, Bern. You had a thought.
No, see me. Oh, as a kid, two things.
Yep.
Force. Back then they were called in America. They called Battle of the Planets.
Mm-hmm.
In Japan, they called Gotcha Man. It was five teenagers,
Mm-hmm.
and they looked like birds, and they'll fly around, whatever, whatever. And that was like my huge favorite. And then, of course, it was Adam West and Batman. But this was my big time favorite. I don't know, I'm gonna go back.
Nice. Oh, my dude.
That
Wow.
was my big
It's
time favorite.
Godzilla. It's Godzilla. Perfect.
That right there,
Yeah.
Godzilla. Oh God,
Godzilla is my jam, yo.
watching that, when they have the marathons and everything. When we used to have Channel 9 and Channel 11 and Channel 5. Those of you kids out there don't know what knob TVs are anymore because you didn't grow up on that life.
Yep.
So yeah, that was my thing back then. I don't even know what else to say about it.
Yeah.
That's just
Did you grow up collecting any comics?
Oh yeah, of
Like
course I did.
Fantastic
A little bit
Four,
of Batman,
Avengers, Fire. Yeah.
a little bit. It was like a little bit of everything. I didn't get heavy into it, but until I started, like when Spawn and them all, the Image came out, that's when I started collecting. And one of my favorite characters in Image was Savage Dragon,
Right.
like my favorite.
Nice. I love it. Wow, dude.
His name, the artist was Eric Larson, if I
Mhm.
remember. And that guy could draw, man. Till this day, he still draws that character. Till this day.
Isn't that
And
something? Wow. That's cool, dude. I didn't know that. Even
yeah,
now. You're like, dag, first we gotta check to see if they're still alive. Oh, they're still alive, or okay, now they're drawing? Whoa, they're drawing too. Cool. Awesome.
another artist that
So
drew
yeah.
Batman and Supergirl and all of them, he passed away though. He passed away because I think he had cancer or something.
Mhm.
I forgot his name, but I'll probably figure out his name later. I think it was Chris something. Well,
Mhm.
anyway, he was a really good artist. He was the artist that made Phantom,
Yes.
because Pat made me notice that. And I was like, yo, who is this artist, man?
You're
It's
like
like
that's
crazy drawings.
Yep. And you're like, that's him. Thought you knew, Bern.
Mhm.
Patrick surprises us all, man. The dude's like a fountain of knowledge, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
right.
like if we had of our friends that we grew up with, who's the most likely to go on Jeopardy and win there? It's
Patrick.
probably Patrick, right?
He was like, I don't fucking know.
Yeah, it's like I mean, it's like what is Neptune? It's like no, what is Poseidon? Neptune's the Roman name, Poseidon's the Greek name, right?
Exactly
I'm
right.
just
I'll be
like
sitting there
I
like,
didn't
you asking
fucking
the
know
wrong dude.
that. Oh
I
man,
said, I said, I only know two language,
Mhm.
English and street. So which
Yes.
one you want?
Oh, I say Brooklynese, right? Would
Mhm.
you like, for example, I tell my friends when in Brooklyn, the way we ask if you can you repeat yourself, we say, "What'd you fucking say?" Eh, eh. Do you know what time it is? Why you can't afford your own fucking watch? What do I look like, Big Ben to you? No, just kidding. All right, so now topic 3. Since I put on a little Brooklyn
Oh,
Cougine accent, we are going to dedicate this to the
no problem.
gangster films, right?
Let's hear it.
Now, gangster films are like the films that everybody's like, oh, I'm not interested in watching that, and I'm not interested in watching this. But at the same time, if you look at every single A-lister, whenever a gangster film comes out, all of the A-listers line up, not to audition because A-listers don't audition, but line up to read the script and decide if they want to do it. And the A-listers are the ones that are recruited. So there's something to be said about American gangster films, and that's not the singular category. So if you had another one of your top ones that were not American, that's fine too. But there's something to be said about American gangster films that everyone claims they don't want to watch, but at the same time they're gonna watch it because their best actors are in it. So
No, of course.
so instead of going top 3 with this, we're going top 5. I'm going to start the clock, but I'm pretty sure both of us are going to run out of time by the third one. But I'll go first on this. What are my top 5 gangster films as we go to camera on me? My
Okay.
fifth right now is New Jack City. Dude, let's go. Nino Brown. Nino Brown finding a way to sling crack cocaine in the late 80s and early 90s really highlighted in society and what the hell was going on with the drug scene in the 80s and the 90s. And that was the introduction of crack cocaine. New Jack City. Nino Brown, such an intriguing character. Ice-T was the lead, but if you look at the picture, Nino Brown is the biggest face. So that I wanted to highlight that. Number 4. And now I can start the clock, you idiot.
I was
Number
about to
4,
say,
right? Number
get it.
4, Snatch. Snatch. Does Guy Ritchie do gangster films or what? Guy Ritchie with Jason Statham, with Benicio del Toro, as I take the picture over here. Uh, who else? Brad Pitt playing the gypsy. But the most intriguing character to me was this guy right here, Bricktop. One of the most fierce, intimidating, pig-feeding gangsters you'll ever see in the history of gangster films. Make mine Bricktop. Make mine Snatch for my number 4. My number 3 is American Gangster. If not for the term alone, the term is called American Gangster. It's Denzel Washington. It's Russell Crowe. And it's about Lucas, who was Bumpy Johnson's right-hand man, took over Harlem. Country boy from North Carolina, showing people how to slang the rock. Got his drugs from Vietnam instead of the Italian gangsters. Showed the black population you don't need the Italians to be a gangster. So make mine American Gangster, which goes to number 2. Da, 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 da. Had to put one of the Godfathers in, so make mine Godfather Part 2. I love the chronology. There he is, right? I love the chronology. I love the two-way chronology they have. Vito Corleone and Michael Corleone told in this kind of staggering pattern. I thought the way that they told the story was genius. I thought the theater performers were genius. I thought the actors were genius. Lee Strasberg was in it, and I'm kind of biased because I know his wife, his second wife, Anna Strasberg, who actually is still alive, doing the School with Victoria Crane. And all 3 of those movies became the measuring stick in how all gangster movies were compared. So I have to choose one of those 3. I choose 2, which goes to my number 1. Here it is. I know I'd go from rags to riches. Goodfellas. This is Ray Liotta playing the character of Henry, based on a true story reflecting on his experiences 40 years in the mafia. Started Brooklyn, continued in Queens. And to Scorsese's credit, all of the characters, as many of the characters as you can name, were all real people. Ray Liotta's going around the room. That's Fat Andy. That's Pete the Killer. That's Jimmy Two Times. My father, who was a bartender for the Bamboo Lounge at that time that they burned down for the insurance, said that those were real names. It was real. It was in your face. It was a love story. It was a horror story. It was a gangster movie. It was everything rolled up in one. My number one was Goodfellas. Bernard Norman. Let's go. Who's your top five?
Well, Jason, I'll tell you what's my top five.
And now.
Number five, Scarface.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, I was Scarface. The what's his name?
There he is, Pacino, right here. Look at that picture.
Tony Montana. You know, yo, you can't outdo that man. Even though he died in the movie, I mean, but still, the way he did his life in that movie, and I heard it was partially some true stories in there about that.
And
too.
the way he died, dude, and the way he died. Whew. Go ahead. Sorry.
Also, now number four, Al Pacino in another movie called Carlito's Way. That was another kind of like a true story type of thing, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, it's funny to see them two together because the ending of that movie, man.
I know, right? Yeah, it's like good luck on
so,
seeing how that ended.
Another one, The Raid 2.
Ooh.
Oh,
nice.
You don't understand. It's an Asian movie. It's really good. Really good. I love this movie to death. And also the continuing of it, of course, is the first one called The Raid. So if you haven't seen it, you guys got to look at it, check it out. It's a really good movie. It's like a lot of high-pack action, and it has like gangsters and everything in there. So yeah. What's another one?
What's your number one? Your number one is
my number one is Training Day.
Oh, nice. Can you
Come
kill me,
on.
Jake? Can you kill me, Jake? It ain't like stepping on ants, is it?
That part alone where what's his name? Jake saved the girl from these crackheads.
Yes.
And the guy was like, suck my dick. And Denzel pulled out his two guns. It was like,
oh. Let's see that face again. Look at that face. Look at that face. Zoom in on that. Look at that. Ooh. Yeah. Not the dude to be messed with, dude.
Yo, that was Denzel. I think not the best role, but that's the role that you just continuously want to watch it again and again. And, hey, Jake, come in, Jake.
I will say this. He won a best actor for that. So, right?
Yeah, of course he did.
I mean, yeah, right. We got none on him. Nobody's got anything on him in that sense. All right, let me change the camera. Let's go.
They don't, man. Yo, he played the hell out of that movie.
Yes,
man.
He did, dude. Yes, he did. Let's
you
go to
understand.
this. Sorry, going to that. Yeah, so my favorite scene in that movie, there's so many of them, but my favorite, he's like, I'm going to get this gun, Jake, and I'm going to get my money. And when he tried to get the gun, he shot him. He goes, ah!
Oh, you
motherfucker. You shot me in the ass, Jake.
You believe that? He shot me in the ass.
No, but how about after that part where the dude was like, go ahead, Jake, we got your back. He said, oh, no, this motherfucker didn't.
He said, oh, hell no. Oh, yeah? Oh, all right. I got you.
Did you have any honorable mentions?
With that, actually, did I? I don't think so. Those are like the high top ones. I mean, no, I don't.
Nah, okay.
I mean, do I want to mention? Let's just bring it out there. I think you can kind of like catalyze this as a little bit of a gangster movie because they did plot and do things. I don't want to spoil it if you didn't see it. It's called The Killer of the Flower Moon.
Yes, that's a good one. Dude, what?
What? I mean, it's sort of kind of like a gangster movie if you look at it pretty carefully. And dude, that movie did me in, man. I gotta watch it again. It did me in.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, woo.
Yeah,
and they bringing it back into theaters.
And sometimes you want to get some of these movies with some people trying to bring down a gang, right? There was a Jack Nicholson movie, like Chinatown. That was kind of a gangster movie, right? And I mean, but I think we both agree, like The Godfather kind of set the criteria of these. Very much like Shakespeare had Senecan characters, right? It had like the good guy, his right hand man, the bad guy, and the guy who kisses the bad guy's ass. We call the assassinator, right? There was this, someone close to you is going to betray you. Someone's going to turn you in. Loyalty is this huge thing, right? Because Goodfellas pretty much carried that, right? And it ended up being Henry who testified against them, right? That got everybody busted. So,
Right.
Casino was a lot of everyone's favorite, but I didn't. I guess maybe they were too good. I left that movie disgusted. I mean, maybe Sharon Stone and James Woods, like just the scambaggery. Was just it was. God, I was like, they're like, it's really good, Jay. I'm like, too good. No, I don't want to see this shit. Which I guess we could consider Heat a gangster movie. I know. I mean,
It is.
that's a heist movie, right?
I mean, if you consider cops, sometimes people consider cops as gangsters because they say that blue blood and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So you can kind of like.
But those
see
weren't
it.
cops. Those were heist guys. Like Al Pacino was a cop, right? I think it was who was it? Pacino, Robert De Niro, Val Kilmer, Tom Sizemore, Danny Trejo, very young Danny Trejo, Ashley Judd, right? She was what's his name's wife. Who's that chick that cries a lot? This in the Star Wars movies. And she was also in Black Swan. What the hell's her name again? Natalie Portman.
All right.
Natalie. There's another cry. You should watch this video called Natalie Portman Cries a Lot. In fact, I might put this on at the end. This is this 2-minute clip, all the movies where she's just freaking wallowing. But if you remember, she was the kid. Like, remember Al Pacino was like dating someone?
The girl
and that was the girl that tried to like cut her wrist and like kill herself and shit. That was a very young Natalie Portman who, of course, found a way to cry.
Mad right now. Natalie Portman should be. There's somebody. Why nobody not made a script of part 2 of The Professional as her being the professional?
Yes.
Why nobody haven't made a part 2?
The Professional. What a good movie, dude. Yeah,
it was a great movie, which it was called Leon at first.
Yeah, and there's definitely a romantic thing going on. Not like a sexual romantic thing, but like a romantic thing where you emotionally invest in someone. You're a professional, and all of a sudden you're putting your professionalism aside where you care for someone, right? Like for example, I'm a volleyball coach, right? I'm paid to coach, but I'm not paid to care. Right. And when you start caring and the time that you put in and, fighting the referees over a call for your kids, I consider romantic, like not in what someone would deem the classic sense of the word, but the tenors of romanticism where you're driven by virtue over passion. Where where the good guy winning in the end means something. It's a mixture of romanticism and melodrama. So
keep talking. I just got to do something for a second.
No,
keep talking.
No, we could edit out whatever we want, but I wanted to. No, you keep going. I'm gonna talk a little bit about romanticism.
All right.
Yeah, it's actually a style of theater that was invented in the 1800s where like certain people are driven by passion, certain people are driven by virtue, right? And most of the time when you're driven by passion, you make these mistakes that you don't see coming because you're not seeing the big picture. You're just seeing this one thing that you want, that you hunger for, that you maybe you lust for, but you have a want, right? Where like driven by virtue, you're putting yourself second over other people. You're putting the big picture and how things affect you, but also the decisions you make. How does it affect people all around you? So, and melodrama is the combination of the two. Melodrama is the main character makes a decision driven by passion, but his virtue he sticks to in the movie and eventually comes back from it, because he clings to the things that are that what he's made of or what his grandmother taught him. So that's what I meant by romanticism and virtue and all that other stuff. So, all right, which is segue into our third category. Maybe they're romantic films or maybe they're not, right? So our next category are what are 3 films that made you cry the most. Now, we have the right 2 people for the job, because when people think of films that you cry, everyone's thinking chick flicks, right? Everyone's thinking Jerry Maguire. You had me at hello.
Nah.
But Bern and I, we have a very, very wide range of emotional investment where you care about the character to a way where if you're in that situation, you tell yourself, oh my God, I would cry. You would cry in victory, you would cry in defeat, you would cry in sorrow, you would cry in sympathy, you would cry in empathy. So, Bern, you're leading the charge on this one first. What are the three movies that made you cry the most? Go.
Number three for me will be I Am Legend. It's like
Oh,
you
nice.
would put yourself like, what if that was me in that role? Like in real life, because it's definitely in New York City. That's why. And you'll look at it and you'll be like, damn, what if that was me? That went through that.
Yep.
And and you got your wife and daughter dies, and then your dog from the family passed away, and all this craziness is happening.
How
So
many people?
yes, I
Yeah.
Am Legend.
100%.
The Notebook, yes, I watched that movie like so many times because some of it is that relationship when they were young kind of happened to me with someone in my past, so one of my ex. So we would make up, break up, make up, break up, make up, break up. So that's why I kind of understand where that's coming from. Um, Number one, another Will Smith movie that made me cry so much, 7 pounds.
7 pounds, you
That's
said? Go ahead.
is it 7 pounds? Did I say that right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
7 pounds.
Put it up there. It's right there.
When the ending of that movie, oh my God, Rosario got me on that movie.
Oh,
And the music, and see, this is what people don't understand when movies like the character, the score, when that all clashes into one, it will get you. And pretty much that part at the end got me very well, especially when she met Woody Harrelson at the end. Oh,
yeah, no doubt. Wow, dude.
oh, that movie just made me just like ball. I was like, oh my God.
No,
I'm
no,
sorry, Jay. Go ahead,
no,
man.
no doubt, man. He's like, take over, man. Get the camera on me. I'm about to cry right now talking about
Yeah.
it. All right, so allow me. I'll get the camera on me in this one from my three. My third one, as we start the clock, my third one is $1 Million Baby. Now, million
Mm.
dollar baby is about this woman who wanted to be a fighter, and she became a scrap fighter to a prize fighter all the way up to the championship of the world, which wound up to this freak accident that wound her up crippled from the neck down. And watching her get her legs amputated from bed rot, and just watching this woman die a little bit at a time, and people trying to get her money, and and the moment where Clint Eastwood was like Mo Kushle, what the Irish are calling her, which means my darling, my blood just made me melt. As we take a picture right here, that's the two, and there's Clint or whatever. My number
Okay.
two, Bernard, is The Hurricane. The Hurricane is about the movie of Reuben Hurricane Carter, who served near 30 years in prison for a crime he did not commit. And there was a scene where they had these appeals after appeals after appeals. And spoiling the movie for you guys, it was spoiled by a kid named Lazarus, who was illiterate, that had to learn how to read. The first book he ever read was The Hurricane. Actually, as I flip to this picture, that's my number one. So,
Here it is.
but this is Denzel Washington, of course. We're back to Denzel Washington again, right?
Mhm.
Playing. So this kid wound up getting lawyers and appeals people to appeal his process, and at the end, he said, "Your name is Lazarus," which generates from Lazarus, and he says, "I almost died in this prison," so it's synonymous that Lazarus has come to to awaken me and rise me from the dead. And what
Right.
made me cry was he said, "Hate put me in this prison. Love is gonna bust me out." And I just started crying. And he's like, if love don't bust you out, I'm busting you out myself. It was just this feel good moment. And my number one movie, you probably saw it in the picture as I swept by it, was Ghost. All right. Now, Ghost is a movie with Demi Moore, Patrick Swayze, Whoopi Goldberg won Best Supporting Actress for this. As I go
Of
to the
course,
picture,
she better add.
now this picture, for those of you that are outdated, that have no idea what the hell I'm talking about, go back. Look up the movie Ghost. It is an absolute tearjerker. I saw this movie in the movie theater, and there were people crying. I saw it twice in the movie theater. And the second time, there was a woman that was just, "Oh my God, Tito, Tito," and we ended up laughing with her because we identified with her, and we felt like this woman let us off the hook by like crying like in a way that made us laugh. But a really cool story about that before we move on to any topic. I was in the
Honorable.
army, right? And I was one of the only guys that had like a whole bunch of videos and a VHS, and I had my own dorms, so I didn't share. So a lot of the guys would come to my room just to watch movies or to borrow movies. So I'm going to volleyball practice with the German team, right? And a bunch of my guys from the Ranger Battalion who I was supporting, a bunch. And I mean, when you think of Rangers, you think of guys that can survive anywhere. You think of guys you take to the Arctic Circle, right, with no clothes. They come back with like a polar bear skin coats by your swimming pool. True zombies, true, respected members of the Spec Ops community, manly men. So they're like, Jay, can we watch a movie in your room? I'm like, sure, I'm leaving. I'll leave you at my room, right? So when I'm leaving, I hear one of them say, ooh, ghost, ooh, boo, boogie, boogie, boogie. So they didn't know what it was about, right? So they thought that it was a movie that was going to scare them. Ooh, ghost, ooh, we're going to see
Yeah.
ghosts. So I come back from my practice, right? And four of them, just big tears in their eyes, leave my room, cry, don't fucking show us any movies like that no more, DB. The hell's wrong with you having a movie like that, son? So I mean, the manliest of men just bawling in tears leaving the room, and I was like, but Bern, you're laughing because there's a part of me that's evil, right? Because there's a part of
Yeah,
me
I
that
know.
there's a part of me that should have been virtuous enough to say, go back to the room and be like, it's not what you
I
think.
warned you.
It's not what you think. I didn't warn him. I said, look,
I know you
I,
didn't.
I was halfway out, and
Like, okay.
when I heard him go ghost, ooh, I said, man, I don't know.
No, your
Nah.
mind ain't telling them shit.
um, look, honorable mentions. I gotta go Marley and Me. With Jennifer Aniston and I forgot which brother that was. Owen Wilson, or with the blonde one. Who's the blonde one with the fucked up nose? One of them's
Owen
Owen.
Wilson.
Yeah. So they had a dog. It's basically like about the dog growing up. They bought this dog that grew up with the kids, and when the dog
Wait,
died,
time out. You said the fucking nose. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
it's crazy. You're gonna be sporting that nose, but no
It
one's supposed
is.
to talk about it. What's up?
Listen, when you watch him on Loki, I was like, that nose. It's like, and I'm looking at it's like weird because I'm looking at his nose and it's like this, and I'm like, the fuck is wrong with his nose? I
let's
said,
just
dude, you got
let's
all this
just
money,
dude,
just go and just fix it.
let's just redo this sexiest man alive bullshit, okay? Let's just stop it. Let's just stop it if that man's even anywhere near that. You got millions of dollars. Fix your damn nose, son. Okay? So
Michael Jackson can do it, he can do it too. And Michael Jackson, I mean, he got his nose like this, his nose was like this. And I was like, damn, can it get any pointier? God bless his soul, but
nah, but God, look, I broke my nose. My nose got broken in 4 different places, so it looks a little funny too. So I ain't want to talk about nobody's nose, but it was the only way I knew how to identify him. You knew who I was talking about, right? Right?
of course.
Look, if there's someone you grew up with big ears and we forget his name, I'm like, what's the name of the kid with the big ears? You're gonna, all right, we got to do that to get there. But this movie made me cry, dude. Watching that dog die. My grandma passed away the same year I saw that movie, and I didn't cry at my grandma's grave, but when I saw this movie, I guess there was a connection of everything I've been holding back from my grandma passing away, and I started crying uncontrollably over a dog, right? But good movie, romantic comedy. Pursuit of Happiness was the other one that made me cry at the end when he gave him his $5 back. Remember at the end, he's like, "Oh, here's your $5 back,"
Yeah,
and he's
yeah.
like, was it as easy as it looked?" And he said, "No, sir." And when he started crying and said, "No, sir," I started crying because I know it's when you get to where you got to go, Bern, and the Good Old Boys Club gives you the nod, right? You
Mm-hmm.
cry because they think they have no idea what you went through just to get to that moment,
Of course
just to
not.
get your $5 back, in a metaphoric gesture, right?
Mm.
And I want to finish by saying this. The thing I loved about that movie, it shows everybody that just because you see where someone's standing doesn't mean you know how they got there.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean you know what they did to get there. They could be homeless. You have no idea how they became homeless. They could be a millionaire. You have no idea how they became a millionaire. And The Pursuit of Happiness was this up and down journey. Of course, happy ending. It's Hollywood, but just this feel good feeling by an Oscar worthy winning performance by Will Smith.
Oh, of course,
Mm-hmm.
of course. My honorable is Platoon. That movie did me. My friend
Yeah.
Terrence came and watched the movie. He said, "I can't watch this." He left me in the theater, so I stayed and watched it.
Mhm.
And I'm watching this movie, and remember, my father, he was in Vietnam. Thank God he didn't go through all that.
Mhm.
He came at the very end, and I was glad for that. But watching that movie, I'm just imagining, like, bro, that lifestyle out there, man, it was horrifying, just to see that happening and all this is going on. And then what made me do me in, started crying from this movie, is Charlie Sheen when he was like reaching out and he was like doing all of this and everything at the
Yeah.
helicopter. And I was like,
Dude.
oh man.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, I mean, how easy we forget. I mean, look, the movie's made in 1984, but it's timeless, right? It's a movie that 50 years from now, everyone's going to be like, when
Mhm.
someone doesn't like a movie, it's like, dude, I wasn't alive when that movie came out. But when they like a movie, guess what? They ain't talking about age. A good movie is a good movie, right? So, like Chinatown, right? Not a lot of people are alive for that. Platoon is timeless. Saving Private Ryan, that's timeless. Ghost, outdates itself a little bit, but only because the critics kind of ragged on it a little bit. It only got 2 stars,
Right,
which I think is absolutely ridiculous. How's a two-star
right.
movie gonna produce a best supporting actress? Give me a break, So, like My Cousin
Then
Vinny, right? That she won best supporting actress, but that wasn't very well known. But I promise you, any kid that watches that on cable or on TV
yeah,
on a live stream, those things that kind of humor doesn't die. Sorry, go ahead, B.
no, it doesn't. It
Hmm.
doesn't.
Yeah.
Then The Color Purple. Now, I didn't see the remake because it's like when the movie came out,
Mhm.
I didn't hear nothing about it. So I was like, damn, it must be bad. And anyway, going to the original Color Purple,
Yeah, Oprah, Whoopi. Yeah.
Oprah, Whoopi, and all of them watching that story, and Oprah, she made me cry when they beat her in prison,
Yes.
and they beat her up, and it made me cry when they split up the sisters. But it really did me in the ending. Oh, I'm getting a knot in my throat now thinking about it. When she was like, "Silly," I was just like, "Oh." Yo, it did me in. I'm kind of like tearing up right now a little bit. I was like, oh my God. When the sisters got back together, I was like, I'm a bitch.
Shut up.
But now,
Ken
I
Orange
mean,
should have came.
I'm gonna be a man about it. Yeah, I cry at movies, man. I
Yeah.
mean, there's certain movies that just do you in, man, and you be sitting there like, ah.
Yeah. No doubt. No doubt. Off the top of your head, knee jerk reaction.
Mhm.
A stand up comedian
Oh,
that did a movie that was a lead role in the movie that you liked. First one that came to your mind. Might not even be the best one. What was the first one that came to your mind right now?
ah, first one come to my mind.
You're thinking. What's the first one that came to your mind?
Richard Pryor and Eddie Murphy and Harlem Nights.
Oh, what a great movie. Red Fox too, right?
All three of them, and that was
Dude.
all Eddie Murphy's idols.
Yes. Eddie Murphy helped put that together, I think, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Now, for me, it's not the best movie with a comedic lead, but the first thing that came to my mind, like knee jerk reaction, Chris Rock
Mhm.
Head of State. There's definitely movies that are better that are better that have comedic leads, right? But Head of State just made me laugh. We want you to be president. He's like, of what? Of the United States. United States of what? ah! But if I actually had to think back, no impulse, no instinct, I would go Adam Sandler, Big Daddy. Uh, um, I really liked him and the kid and the relationship they had. I would go Eddie Murphy, Beverly Hills Cop. No, Trading Places. There's
Okay, I'll
with
definitely
Dan
go with that.
Aykroyd or whatever. I mean, Dan Aykroyd really wanted Eddie for that role, and that was awesome. And hell, it worked out for everybody, right?
Hmm.
Um,
Oh wait, sorry.
no, go ahead,
Going back to the sad movies,
please. Yeah,
I
yeah.
forgot the one that really gets to me the most is Robert Williams, because we're talking about comedians. Robert Williams, What Dreams May Come.
What dreams may come.
That
Wow.
movie, oh
Was that? Remind me. Was that Cuba?
yes,
Cuba Gooding Jr. Yep, Robin
He's
Williams.
pretending to be his friend, but it was
Yes.
really his son.
Jesus. Wow, dude.
Ah, that movie done me in. And then his wife, she went to kill herself, and ah,
Mm,
it was a clusterfuck on that movie.
yep.
Sorry, I had to talk about it. It just when we talk about comedians, I was like, damn, Robert Williams in that movie. I forgot about that one.
Yeah. Well, so many movies were Robin Williams, right? Like,
Oh,
think about Goodwill Hunting, right? He won best supporting.
great
He
movie,
won best
man.
supporting actor for that, right?
Great movie.
Matt Damon. Well, yeah. Well, everyone was good in that film, but a very deserving nod by the Academy for best supporting actor. I think that was 1997. Um,
I like those apples.
yeah. Another good movie. Yeah. So, favorite Mel Gibson movie?
After he said the N word, I kind of. All right, I like the one where know how to. He knew every woman's touch and scent and
Oh, What
smell.
Women Want.
Yes, that was the
That
one.
was terrific. I go
I
Brave.
love that movie.
I go Braveheart. The William Wallace story, the Scotland
Hmm.
Revolution thing, and pretty much every movie that starts with Lethal Weapon.
Of course. See,
Those are good.
Braveheart bothers me because slicing that testicle part, I was like, oh dear God, no.
I wouldn't scream freedom. I'd be like, "This is fucked up." You my
Slicing
last
man's
words.
testicles, it's like,
Yeah, his last words before he died was freedom. I'm like, I'm not. That's not the word I'm thinking when I get sliced up like that, dude. What the fuck, dude?
Captain Winky's gone. I mean, come on, man.
Captain Winky. Jim Carrey, another stand-up that did a good lead, right? Liar, liar.
Oh yeah,
Ace Ventura. We saw Liar, liar together. In fact, we
yeah,
saw
we
it.
did. We was cracking up, man.
Yep. And you were when you were buying the tickets, and the audience, my listeners appreciate. Sometimes me and Bern do accents. I said, Bern, I want you to go to the ticket person and purchase the tickets in a country accent. And the
So
way you said lie, lie, the way you said lie, lie, I
I went
just
up to
started.
the lady and I was like, "Yes, ma'am. I just want 2 tickets to see La La." She was like, "Where you from?" "Oh, somewhere."
Oh my God! You were like, I couldn't think of a place fast enough. You would have said Texas. You'd ask you what part. You're like, oh, sang bang. New Orleans. That's in Louisiana. I know that.
I got issues.
Oh my God! Tell you what. Let's we got a few minutes left. Let's go for this in the spirit of Black History Month. I'm
Oh,
gonna give you a black actor and the first movie that comes to your mind. Just say it. And if you want to revisit it, say that's not my favorite one, but that was the first one. Ready?
Carl Weathers and Action Jackson.
My man. I'll give you one for you. Sam Jackson.
That man made 150 something movies.
What's the first one? Came to your mind.
All right, next.
No. Do Sam Jackson. Go.
Um, I can't, it's too many
I'll
movies.
go long.
Motherfucker.
I'll go Long Kiss Goodnight. But
Yeah.
my favorite movie with him is Pulp Fiction.
Yes.
All right. So I'm gonna give you one. You gotta say it, and you give me one, and I gotta say it. That's how it's gonna work. That's the rules.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Halle Berry. Halle Berry.
Oh, come on, right there, Holly Berry. She's I was just watching the movie video. Boomerang.
Which one?
Boomerang.
Boomerang. Go ahead. Your turn.
Um,
Give me the actor. Give me the actor. I'll give you the movie.
Michael J. White.
Oh, Spawn, right?
Yeah,
Also, Tyson. He did a Mike Tyson movie. He was actually Mike
I
Tyson.
forgot about that.
Yeah, pretty fucking
Forgot
cool.
about that.
How about speaking of Million Man movies, Morgan Freeman.
Oh, please, there's a million of them. Especially my favorite, Seven.
7. Ooh. Oh, snap.
So that's Seven too.
Yes, go ahead. Your turn.
Let me give you Cuba Gooding Jr.
Cuba Gooding Jr., Jerry Maguire. Hey, how you doing? I'm sweating my
Yeah.
contract, Dukes. Who's your motherfucker, Jerry? Congratulations, you are still my agent.
He was
though
like, can you look at your phone?
Yeah, though I did like him in Men of Honor with Robert De Niro. He was like a trying to be a underwater diver, like a I don't know if it was a frogman. It's like a World War II diver. Him and Robert De Niro. It's called Men of Honor. A must see. A must see for people who want to feel something or be intellectually tickled as well as emotionally. So, all right, mine to you. Let's go black actor. Let's go Denzel Washington.
Uh,
It's got to be Training Day, right? Is that what you're
of
thinking?
course,
Yeah.
of course.
All right.
My
Cool.
nigga.
Yes, that's all you had to say. What? Wait, what? No, nigga. Mel Gibson, where you at? Bow.
Oh, I got one for you.
Pow!
Classic. You don't see him as much now. Forrest Whitaker.
Forrest Whitaker, the last King of Scotland. Excellent fucking movie.
Really?
Yeah, excellent fucking movie. Also Blown
I was
Away.
confused and crying
Also
game.
Blown Away. Tommy Lee Jones and Jeff Bridges. He was the hot shot firefighter. A demo. You know, how do you say that? Like bomb squad guy. Yeah, he was absolutely fantastic in that. But I know I could do better. But like these are, like I said, these are knee-jerk reaction things. So let's go Terrence Howard.
Oh,
So many small roles, dude.
you know what he's doing out there right now? What do you think he's doing out there right now? He's out there doing what he's doing as he always do. I forgot what the TV show that he did that. And I used to copy it with somebody else. I said, hey man, he's taking out the garbage. You know what he's doing right now? He's doing what he's always doing, as he's doing every day.
I love him in Hustle and Flow when he's like,
oh yeah,
when they hired like a white DJ, he's like, yo, hey man, come here, man. Let me holler at you for a minute.
yeah.
He goes to Anthony and he's like, you know he's white, right? You know he's white. He's like, no, he's a light skinned brother. All right, man. All right, yo. All right, your turn.
Let me get one. What's a good one? What's a good one? I just had it in my mind. It came out. It's a classic one. I'm just gonna go with Eddie Murphy right now.
Eddie Murphy. The first one that came to my mind, of course, was Boomerang because you just said it. But if I'm gonna delve a little bit deeper, I like Vampire in Brooklyn. It's a stupid name, but a very clever movie, which by the way is a rule. The dumber the name, the better the better the movie, right? Like Forrest Gump. That's a stupid name. Excellent movie. Shawshank Redemption, right? Silly, kind of a silly name, but a great movie. Or maybe a clever name or not.
Morgan Freeman again.
Yeah. Vampire in Brooklyn. I really, really like that.
Well, you know, the funny thing about Forrest Gump, it was going to be called something else. I forgot the other name, but it's like a really stupid name, and they just stuck with Forrest Gump.
Nice. All right, so Black History Month, we got you. We salute you. So now we're gonna go favorite military movie.
Ooh,
is it Platoon? I wonder.
We did Platoon already. Full Metal Jacket.
You know what? I just got it happened again. I just got 8 Mile. 8 Mile is when you say the rhyme before I say it, and you say everything before I was gonna say it. I got Eminem. I got Eminem from 8 Mile because
I was gonna on that say, one. Yes, I'm sorry, because I know that's your favorite movie as well as mine too.
You can, and for everybody listening, you know. And Bern knows, and I knows, and this whole world knows that you can watch the first 45 minutes of just Gunnery Sergeant Hartman. And if you just saw that and didn't see the rest, you got your fill. You got a lunch hour and you got a TV in front of you, you're going to watch that for your whole lunch hour and go back to work. That was such an incredible movie. Stanley Kubrick, right? And if you remember, Arlie Emery was, for people that don't know, he was an actual drill instructor in the Marine Corps that was brought in to teach the actors how to be drill instructors. And they were just like, no, to hell with that shit. He's our guy. So you already said Full Metal Jacket. So I'm going to go Saving Private Ryan. I really like the whole
beginning scene, man.
Yeah, you got to do that once just so people can appreciate that, right? Like the scene, you got to have that once so people can fully appreciate how Intelligence got screwed up. They had no business taking the beach. The Germans had superior
They
height.
had the high tower. They had the
Yes,
high.
they had the elevated position. 101st Airborne, their planes are getting shot out of the sky, right? So the air invasion's already out. And by the time
Yeah.
these guys hit the beach, they should have gotten hosed and they should have lost, and they didn't. There was the work of
Kept
some
coming.
awfully good officers that got them through that. You know, what a great movie.
A lot of men died on that. That was based. You could say it's based on a true story.
Yeah, well, it was that was the battle they thought that changed the war. Because
Mhm.
we got screwed on intelligence. We got screwed on the numbers. We got screwed on elevated fire superiority. And
Mhm.
somehow, some way, they still took the beach. They still took the beach. I'm biased, all right, because I'm intrigued by World War II.
Yeah, of course.
Because of these battles that they won, there was no logical reason to win for them to win. There was no sensible reason for them to win, but yet
Mhm.
that's what happened. And we go back and we study, and to this day we still try to understand that. So I go saving I was gonna save Saving Ryan's Privates, guys. That's a porno, that's not a movie.
You've been watching.
Saving Ryan's Privates.
That tells you a lot right there.
I feel like Chappelle. Remember when Chappelle this is a cool thing when Chappelle said, oh, I guess I got to introduce it this way, but so bear with me. Chappelle said, "Serious question. Do you think it's possible that a gay person can be racist?" He said, "Of course. Look at Mike Pence." Right? So and he's like, and this is the cool part. He's like, he's not pride parade gay. He's one of those gay people that pray about it. Like, oh dear Lord, let these buttholes be unattractive. Right? I'm tired of
You
seeing all
laughed
these
so hard,
dicks.
I farted.
Right? He's tired of seeing all these dicks.
You heard me, Jay? I said you made me laugh so hard, I farted.
Saving Ryan's Privates, right? So where's the correlation? Where's the connection? We don't know. We don't care.
Oh, God damn.
So I go Saving Private Ryan. We both go Full Metal Jacket. Both of those are really, really good wins.
I got another one. What's the one with oh damn, I know it, but it's just not coming out. With Ben Affleck and that war movie.
Pearl Harbor.
Yes, thank you.
Josh Hartnett. Was it Josh Hartnett? The female lead
Yes,
escapes me
yes.
too.
You don't
Right?
even see much of him anymore in movies now.
Who, Ben or Josh?
Josh.
Yeah, Josh. Yeah, I don't. You still see Ben a lot.
He disappeared.
Maybe he
Hollywood
just-
buried him. That's a
Maybe he
damn
got
shame.
his money and maybe he grew a conscience, and Hollywood's like, we don't like people that have a conscience. He's like, cool, I got paid, I'm out. Maybe, you know,
Pretty much.
I'm hoping because he seemed like a very good actor. And for some of the people in my acting world that met him said he was actually a pretty cool guy too. So
Mhm.
yeah. But I liked Pearl Harbor. I liked there's a movie that came out around the same time as Saving Private Ryan with Nick Nolte.
Mhm. Mhm.
Wow. Sorry. I keep getting
Now a
these.
lot of people like Michael Bay after they see him do a lot of explosions in his movies, but they gotta understand the concept of, well, without the explosions, how are you gonna make the reality of it then?
Mhm.
You
Right.
know?
So question, Transformers, the animated movie or Transformers the movie?
I go with the animated. I'm sorry.
The musical soundtrack is better. More
Oh, it means the eye. When we were kids, and after what happened when Unicorn ate the planet, that music like boom, 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 boom. I was like, bro.
Jesus.
I was like, yo, when they came that Transformer theme, I was like, this is
yeah.
better than the cartoon.
Like an original music score too, right? Don't
Yeah, I
believe.
love the music. You got
Transformer.
the touch.
Oh, you got the touch, yes. So for the people listening at home, this movie was 1986. For those of you that seen the regular movie that's done really, really good special effects. That's a Michael Bay film too, right? By the way, that's also Michael Bay, right? But you got to give the rub to when animation wasn't as advanced as it is now. They did the best they could, and it was fantastic. Not to mention, Bern. We can go through the list of voiceovers, right? Leonard Nimoy was Galvatron and Megatron, right? Orson Welles was Unicron.
Yeah. He buried too. Like you don't see him no more.
Judd Nelson was Hot Rod.
Nelson, yeah.
Hot Rod and Rodimus Prime. Eric Idle was
Those
Wreck-Gar.
names in that movie.
Yeah. So a very good cast of voiceovers that gave people the idea, like, wow, maybe we should use some of these A-listers to do the voiceovers. And
Yeah, they
uh,
they definitely put A-listers in there. You
yeah,
put Leonard Nimoy. I was like, what? Spock?
yeah.
What?
All right. So
Captain
you're
John.
so I will refer to the Batman expert on this as I ask this question, as I will sit back and be the novice and listen to you. What's your favorite Batman movie and why?
Michael Keaton, which was the first Batman movie. Reasons why, because they put a lot of great details into it. Um, I think Tim Burton did a great job, even though he didn't have the knowledge of the Batman, but he did the best as I mean, he was the best because he knows how to do dark visions of things,
No
and
doubt.
he
No doubt. Yep.
and of dark visions in Gothic, like all of that built in. And the costume, it's the best Batman costume till this day. I still love even the symbol, the first original symbol. It's the best. I know he can't turn his damn head because he got to turn his body, every time something happens.
Yeah, I'm
But
sure in the film he's like, how do I turn my head in this fucking thing? Yeah.
but now when I went to go watch The Flash, seeing Michael Keaton come back,
Wow.
a
I
lot
saw
of
that
people
this
don't.
morning. I saw that this morning. Go ahead.
Oh, you did?
Sorry. It was on HBO this morning.
Oh yeah.
So good. Sorry. But yeah, they had the
But
female
I was
Superman and
very disappointed at the ending of it because James Gunn really screwed over this movie, I think, in my opinion. And I didn't think Michael Keaton deserved that. Neither Sasha Calle, because I think she was a great Superwoman. Supergirl. Sorry. She
yeah.
did like a fantastic job. But now going back to Michael Keaton, it's so funny talking about how the costume they said, Mr. Keaton, do you want your head to be turned? He goes, no, I want it just like how I had it in the first movie. And I was like, oh shit, really?
Well,
And they did it. They respectfully did it for him.
well, they have to if they're gonna ask, right? They didn't say, Mr. Keaton, can you move this way? They asked him what he wanted. So if they dare ask the question and he comes up with an answer and they're like, no, we're going to do it this way. It's like, what the fuck you even asked me for? Yeah, what are you, my girlfriend? You're going to ask me what I want for dinner and this? I don't want that. What you asking me? If you know what you want, the fuck you asking me for? Right? But you know what I'm saying? So they had to, especially Keaton, they had to respect that.
But
100%.
but the first Batman movie, the second one, I love too.
Is it
At
because of the
first, I
Bruce Wayne
kind
too?
of, huh?
Is it because he's such a good Bruce Wayne as well?
I think so. I
Yeah.
thought he played well as both parts. You know, Michael Keaton. Everybody didn't know back then he was a comedy. He's a very a comedian that turned serious actor too. And and you don't understand the complaints they were having back then. He was like, Michael Keaton, that's Batman, and they almost broke down the doors of Warner Brothers because of that. That was the same way with me when I was like, Ben Affleck, are y'all serious? And shut me up with that.
I mean, take him and George Clooney and take a walk.
Oh,
In my
that's
opinion,
not George Clooney
this is why
erased.
Superman works alone. No, this is why you work
Delete,
alone.
delete.
Well, the reason why I like Michael Keaton better is because of the Bruce Wayne, right? Like Christian Bale and Michael Keaton portrayed two different Bruce Waynes. They were both millionaire playboys, right? But we both know in New York City, right? We don't see millionaires every day. We see billionaires every day, right? And there are two types of billionaires. And I'm not limiting these to two, but there's two that we know. There's one, they know they're rich and they have this arrogance thing that turns people off or turns people on and nothing in between. That was Christian Bale. I'm a
Mm-hmm.
millionaire, I know it, whatever, and some people think he's an asshole about it, but maybe he's not, maybe he's just misunderstood. But then there's
Mm-hmm.
the millionaire that has so much money, he's just chill. What's up? How you doing? He like the Bruce Wayne Michael Keaton was. I'm a billionaire, I know it, and I don't have to. You know what I'm saying? I don't. Yeah, it was, and that's a type of billionaire.
He
That's
was a
like if you.
classic billionaire.
Yeah, that's the type of guy. There's a type. That's the type of billionaire. Someone's suing you for $1 million. Fine, go ahead. He's out of my life forever. I'm good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where the other one's like, I'll tell you what, I'm rich, and I'm gonna make I have to stop this now or everyone's going to sue me, right? So I got to beat him in court and make his life miserable. So those are the kinds of Bruce Waynes, right? Which
Right.
which exemplify I thought terrific job by both of them because they exemplify types of millionaires or
Right.
billionaires, right? And again, we speak on that because our sport that we played, you can have a bike messenger partner up with a TV with a movie star at Central Park Volleyball, right? That guy's a CPA. That one, is gonna play in Europe. This is what he's doing for a living. This dude is works in the mailroom for at Morgan Stanley. This one works in a
Mhm.
medical field. That one's a doctor. That one's a file clerk, right? So it's just this. So we had a huge sample size of how people that don't have money and people who have money knew how to treat each other. So, uh,
Mhm.
yeah, I just wanted to emphasize that. That was pretty cool.
Here's a question for you.
Go ahead.
Out of a fight of two, Marvel, DC, Iron Man versus Batman, who do you think?
Wow, two millionaire entrepreneurs and playboys going at it. Which one's gadgets work the best? I'm a Marvel guy, so I'm
I
always
know.
almost always going to lead to Iron Man. So I have to try to do the best I can to remove my personal bias. Um, and know that Bruce Wayne was a better mixed martial artist than Tony Stark. Tony
Mhm.
Stark would let the suit figure out your algorithms or your patterns and then adjust to the patterns and whatever, which is what he did to Captain America in Civil War. So we have his pattern. He's like, kick his ass. so, and let's say they're both fighting and neither one of their fucking gadgets are working. I think Batman will put it on him. I got my bias, my immediate bias, as I was working through this in my mind, said Iron Man. I went into this argument saying Iron Man, and now I'm coming out of this argument saying maybe Batman or maybe not. But if
I'm
if you're
so
saying
why.
gun to my head, I gotta go back. I'll go Batman. Fuck it.
So I'm watching a cartoon, sorry, animation, and Batman almost destroyed Darkseid.
Yes. Who
And
who he knows
Darkseid was like,
Darkseid's a
reverse.
motherfucker.
And Darkseid was like, all these people, you, a human, will kill yourselves? He said, reverse the bombs, I'll release the girl. What makes you think Iron Man will be a challenge to Batman? No, because Batman don't, he don't have, again, both of them don't have powers, but Iron Man has his suit.
Yep.
And Batman, all he had to do was like, all right, let me look at that suit. All right, I know what to do.
Yep. If you
And
guys
it's,
ever want to look at something really cool, Death Battle has a YouTube handle. Batman
oh
versus
yeah,
Iron Man, who will win? And also Marvel DC has a YouTube handle, and they have that too. I'm actually scrolling through the list, and we're probably gonna watch this later. But finish your thought.
no, that's pretty much it though, because like when they did the last movie where Iron Man took the stones from what's his name, and I was
He
like,
outsmarted a genius. Thanos is a genius.
granted, but that wasn't the Thanos that they first encountered.
Well, the other
Remember?
Thanos had all. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
So this is the Thanos that again came back, and then he was trying to do it again. But yes, they did outsmart him. But seeing Batman doing that to Darkseid, Darkseid is more fierce than Thanos.
Yeah.
Let's
Well,
think about that.
Darkseid is more fierce than Thanos, but Thanos is IQ. Like there's a lot of people. Like Justin, if you watch Avengers Endgame, there's three people he went against where the fight should have just been over. Right? Like
Yeah,
Scarlet Witch, he fucked with the wrong bitch on that one, and she just
he
lifted
could
him
have
up.
killed him.
Yeah, she started just stripping him clean. Like so his counter was rain fire. Like rain
Mm-hmm.
fire with the cannons, knowing that he would kill like probably like 10% of his own
Move.
troops, right? But that's the genius and the evil combined, right? Like remember Captain Marvel? Where she was
Mm-hmm.
actually melting the stones, he pulls out the fucking power stone and punches her in the face with it.
Back.
You saw her eyes. It was too late when she did this. Like, oh, bam. So there are instances where like he should have gotten this just finished, and all three, by the way, were females, right? So there's an IQ thing, and the reason why Iron Man got him is because he went into that battle knowing in his mind he was smarter than everybody, and Iron Man had one on him on that one. Where Darkseid didn't need to be smart. He was just it. He's the guy that killed Superman, right? I think.
No,
who was the guy that killed Superman?
Doomsday.
Doomsday, got you. Not to be confused with Darkseid, my bad.
No, but Doomsday. And that was just like an alien just came out of nowhere.
But also, I want you to take this into consideration. Like Thanos, in the second movie, just got all 6 stones and was still understanding the manifestation of the power before he got it snatched, right? Where in the first one, Infinity Wars, he had a lot of practice with the Power Stone before he invaded Asgard. Had a lot of practice with the Space Stone before he went to nowhere to get the red one, the sludge, as Thor calls it. And so by the time he fought Iron Man, he had 4 stones that he'd already, you know what I'm saying? He already got, he had 5, to quote in the volleyball, he had 5 minutes of warm-up hits before the game started. Right? As opposed to like our boy Ren, that just gets on the court and just fucking plays. Don't need warm-ups, just gets on the court. Yeah. Jack Ivory, Jack Frost.
Don't start.
Not what you think. Not what our audience thinks. They have no idea.
You told me the truth about certain things. So I'm not going to say nothing about it.
So that's a very good question. Batman and Iron Man, for those of you listening, who wins that one? I think I came in thinking Iron Man. I finished with Batman. When we get off this podcast, I might go Iron Man again. That's very, very intriguing question.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Flashing. That's like flashing Quicksilver, right? I like who's faster, right? Who's gonna win that one? It's like Green Lantern and Doctor Strange.
Hawkeye. No, Oh, you're right. Green Lantern and Doctor Strange. I'm sorry. You're absolutely right. That's like Hawkeye and
Yeah.
And what's his name? Damn, I know his name.
Yep.
In fucking DC.
I always thought Firestorm was an intriguing DC character.
I thought so too when I was a kid.
Yeah, the nuclear man, right? Just kind of like inventing things, shaping things. When he was in the cartoons, they made him very humorous.
That's what I hated.
Yeah.
My favorite was Shazam.
Right.
Which was Captain Marvel until that suit came through. Well, what's her name became Captain Marvel. I was like, really?
What female Marvel character beats Wonder Woman? Maybe Captain Marvel.
Right? Slightly, maybe She-Hulk.
Yeah.
Maybe. I think
it's She-Hulk. Like everything you hit Wonder Woman with, she's like, that felt great.
Right?
Like all her movies, she gets knocked down and she gets back up.
She was like,
yeah, like
and gets back up.
She's like, you've done this before.
I was like, did I get aroused at that?
All right, Jaws 1 or Jaws 2?
I go with 1 because it's more of the classics.
Yeah, me too.
That's like Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Yep. I saw Jaws 3 in 3D in the movie theater, which was kind of weird.
How was that? I did too as a kid.
Let's just say 3D was a fail back then. 3D,
yeah,
3D in the 80s.
The glasses.
It did have its moments. Like when someone fired like a harpoon gun, they fired it, and I actually had to move. So that was one instance where I was like, okay. I reminded myself this in 3D, but it's so weird doing horror in 3D because you get it. The idea was ahead of its time, but the technology was not. I
was dating somebody, and we went to go see the Aquaman movie and 14th Street, and they have this called the X screen. So I was like, this should be interesting. So we sat all the way in the back, and what it is, Jay, this is what they do. The X screen, it has the main screen in the middle, and then when anything extends, they put the projectors on the side to extend the rest of it. It's not even like, what the hell? I just felt like, hey, I might as well get something and put it on a wall too. That's what they did. I was like, I got my monies. They jerked me on this one.
Yeah, wow. How do I get my money back? You can't. You can't.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
But
but
I don't know, it was interesting, but I was just turned off because when you see the white screen showing what it looks like, and then you see the rest, and it wasn't bright enough like the white screen. And I'm just like, this is the X, really? But it would have been more interested if the white screen was there and there. But they didn't do that. And I was like, okay, never again.
100%. Well, there's always something really scary about like a shark or a wolf or anything that has to attack you with its face so it can live, right? I mean, think about what kind of fucked up life that is, right? You have to, in order for you to live, you have to attack things with your face to stay alive. So,
Remember
you know,
Sinbad,
it's
what he said? He said, shark, you go in the water. He said, go on, keep yelling, I'll find it. And that's what sharks go from, like, they do. It's like, how do you smell in the water? I don't know how they smell in it. They do. They smell. They can smell things in the water, but I think it's more of the sounds that people make that they go, it's like a blind eye. I don't
who
know.
was now for Superman? I got Christopher Reeves and there's Henry Cavill, right? Who was between those two? Was there a Superman between those two?
I think it might have been Brandon Roth,
Okay.
but I don't.
He's as
He
forgettable
only
as
did
Timothy
one movie.
Dalton for James Bonds, right? Yeah.
No, he's the one that did the Superman Returns,
Ah,
and
okay.
he it was who's the director again that did the X-Men movies?
I
I
don't
forgot
remember.
his name.
I don't remember. It's
He
not
did
Rid.
great on the
It
X-Men
wasn't Ridley
movies, but he
Scott,
didn't
was it?
do
Was it Ridley
well.
Scott or something? No.
No, no, no. It was the first guy that did the because you don't see him directing no more.
No, but the
Uh,
original X Men was amazing, dude.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
He did one, two, and I think three. But he did Superman, and he didn't do his homework.
No.
That's all I gotta say. He tried to do too much of what Christopher Reeves had back then, and they was trying to rekindle that a little bit into that movie. And I was just like,
Yeah.
dude, you can't do that. You gotta have your own imagination of doing something a little better.
And you
Now, when
don't.
they did Man of Steel, I was like, oh my god,
And guess what?
that movie was
And
damaged.
you don't see that guy work no more. You know why? Because when you choose a superhero role, the reason why A-listers fight each other over these superhero roles, just like military movies,
Mm-hmm.
because they know if they do one movie that makes the human population remember them long after they're dead, they won. Like Christopher Reeves was a Shakespeare trained actor. No one remembers him in Hamlet or Macbeth or anything he's done on the stage. He is associated forever. As good as Cavill is, respect. He's Superman will forever be associated with Christopher Reeves, right?
Mm-hmm.
Batman, I know there's some good mans, but Batman is forever associated with Michael Keaton, who superseded Adam West. Adam West, remember the Batman in color? You got a fucking black and white TV that's in color. You're like, oh, cool. It's like, no, you
The
dummy.
cheesy
It's still
Batman,
it's
I
still
call
black
it.
and white. It just says in color. You got a black and white TV, dummy. No, but right? Do we both agree? Like that's Keaton. Keaton,
Yeah, no, I
and
agree.
now he actually was up for an Oscar for some certain films or whatever. But the one movie I will always
I
associate
think he
with
got
him
an Oscar
to
for
the day he
Birdman.
died. Yes, that's it. And I don't. Maybe he won. I don't know. But
I think.
if he did, that's a great capper for his career. But the movie we associate him with, not just because we're sci-fi guys, was Batman, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wolverine will forever be Hugh Jackman,
Mm-hmm.
right? There maybe there's someone that comes along, but the association that first is always Professor X. It's always going to be Patrick Stewart. It's always, I mean, big up to the other dude that played a younger Professor X.
Oh, I know. I forgot his name. He was in that movie Wanted. Oh, I'm sorry.
Angelina Jolie. Yeah, so Superman, those characters aren't going to last long if they don't put in the respect because there's so many people that want actors that want to be remembered to the day they die.
Right.
And you get a superhero role, that's your shot, dude. That is your shot, man. That is your the Phoenix, the Jean Grey from the other
Oh,
X-Men. I'm definitely gonna remember more than this girl who was hopelessly miscast. They put her in that movie because she was in Game of Thrones and she has red hair, okay? And I thought she
look. Hey, hey, hey.
I thought she
I
was
liked
really.
her in that last movie. I love that movie. I love Jay. I love that movie.
Explain
What?
you. Explain yourself, motherfucker.
Look, the score got my attention
Okay.
in that movie. She got my attention because I was like, wow, this is more impact. And the fight scenes were out of control, I thought. So, I mean, I don't know. I love the hell out of it. Hell, I got the Blu-ray right there. I love this movie. I
You'll
love
stick it
the
in your
hell out of that movie.
PS5 and
Yo,
play
it,
it, right?
it was good. I
Yeah.
thought everybody have their own different opinions.
No,
I thought it was good.
right. I. Yeah, I didn't. I like the other Jean Grey different, and like you said, we're just a meeting of the minds here on this one. Um, I just really like the personal, the being warm and personal and intimate that the Jean Grey comic book character offered that the previous Jean Grey
Right.
had. There was this three-way relationship with Wolverine, her, and Cyclops. Right? Wolverine was in love with her. She loved Wolverine, but was not in love with her. Her heart belonged to Scott Summers, you know? And she's Jean Grey Summers. And I thought the previous Jean Grey did a better job with that. But in your girl, in her defense, that was Dark Phoenix.
Yes.
That wasn't her fucking role to be empathetic and loving or whatever. It was to be I am all powerful, all knowing, omnipotent. Omnipotent. So in her defense, I guess I gotta stand with you in that respect because it was called X-Men Dark Phoenix. How the fuck we expect her to act, right? She did her job. So maybe the onus is more in the direction and the storyline. I don't know. Then
The last Phoenix that I saw in X-Men 3, it wasn't dark enough for me, because we saw multiple of other characters kicking in. And I was like, well, we need to focus on Phoenix more, even though she was being the side of Magneto at that time. But I was like, okay, you got that out the way. Now, I love the fact that this one showing you the vision of, all right, this bitch is go home. She's done.
Gung ho, he means, not go ho. Go
I,
ho
I,
means something
I
different in
didn't
New
say go
York,
ho. I don't know
man.
why I said ho go or whatever I said.
You said go ho, as in fuck out of my house, ho. he meant gung ho.
No, that's what I meant to say. And she was going ape shit, man. I went to the theaters to see this. I didn't know what I was expecting. I was like, hell, let me tell you something. I didn't even know the movie was coming out. I was just like, Dark Phoenix, really? I said, shit, I gotta go see this. And when I saw it, I was like, what? I thought it was pretty entertaining. I thought, like, going against Magneto and everybody, I was like, damn, this girl is fierce. But I kind of didn't like how she killed off, what's her name? Jennifer Lawrence. That's
Mystique,
my
yeah,
girl.
Mystique.
Yeah, Mystique. I didn't like how she killed her off. And I was like, why would you kill her off? And, how are you going to continue that?
I knew. Look, I'm not trying to insult actors who put so much work and whatever, and she strikes me as a hardworking actor and actress. But I knew when they did Dark Phoenix, I knew that was the last X-Men movie. I knew that was the X-Men movie that was going to make them say we're not doing it anymore. And I don't know what it was missing. I did not like it. I liked Storm. I love the new character of Storm with the Mohawk because you remember she took on that personality in the comic books for a little while, and I
Yeah,
thought she
he
did a really
joined the
good job.
underground band, the
Mystique,
people.
Mystique is just this intriguing, amazing character that Jennifer Lawrence played. That's the comic book character is Mystique. Not to be confused with Raven, because in the comic book, Raven was a completely different character than Mystique. Raven was the one with the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants that could see the future.
Yes.
So she would travel with them and be like, Blob, watch out, this is coming, or Mystique, Wolverine's coming, this or whatever. So Raven, they took Mystique and Raven and made them kind of this combined character, and I guess I got to be okay with that because I take the good with the bad because Jennifer Lawrence is so good in it. But yeah, I knew that was going to be the last X-Men movie, and what I really wish, because right now I'm playing Avengers for like PS4 or whatever, Marvel's Avengers.
Right.
I would love to see them do an X-Men thing with the same format, like the same character format, because if you can do Thor, right, and for the Avengers you can do Magneto, someone that can fly. If you can do maybe I'll give another character, Mighty Thor, like Jane. right? Then you could probably do Storm from X-Men. You can do Iron Man with a unibeam. You could do Cyclops with his unibeam. So there's so
Hmm.
many translatable characters from X-Men that could easily be implemented into the Marvel's Avengers game, which is now
Right. Yeah.
at this point obsolete. It came out 2020, but I still play it. I played it last night.
All
You
right,
know,
Jane. Keep talking, man. Oh,
you got a
give me
cat?
a second.
What you got, a
I'm
cat?
listening. I'm listening.
Oh my God! Look at that little "Don't worry, be happy" smile next to Batman. Did you mix the Watchmen with the Avengers going on there? What the hell? What the hell you got in your background? Which, by the way, as a complimentary backdrop, I like it. I'm jealous. What do I got? I got this
Actually,
raggedy
a
ass.
rug
I
that
got this
easily.
raggedy ass volleyball net behind me with creases on it. Which, by the way, I'm changing after when I get to episode 200. We're on 196. I get to episode 200. This is all gonna be different. It's gonna be great.
So no, Deidre gave me this as a rug, and
Wow.
I'm sorry.
It's kind of stupid to be walking on Batman. That's a pretty nice. My rug would be
So
my wallpaper too, man. That looks pretty cool.
yeah, I was like, I'm tired of walking on it. I'm tired of walking on his face because I don't want to wake up. It's like, why are you on my
Yeah.
damn face?
But for the people watching, I got my green screen here behind me, so I can green screen a lot of things if I wanted to. So this net is kind of an arbitrary thing. It's just something that I'm doing for tradition's sake. But as the podcast became more than just volleyball, I mean, we didn't even talk about volleyball much, if at all. It's
I
it's,
gotta
be,
go
it's
soon.
become something else. So it's become the option. Yeah, it's time to go eat. And me, I gotta go take my nanny home too. So, Bern, is there before we go, is there a particular website or an IG handle people want to know more about what you've been up to? Maybe plug in your YouTube handle too, some of the Dark Seven productions. Let alert my audience of things that you have done the last few years, or any present and future projects.
I mean, I hate to show what I want to show about my old work because I want to
Because it
improve it.
wasn't as good, right? Yeah, you were scared to show that.
It's hard to improve something what you already put out there and people see it and be like, but there is one or few that I I appreciate, you know. One of them is called um 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 it's a story where they go to limbo and the devil's messing with them. It's called, oh my God, this is a damn shame. I don't even know my own damn movie.
That's what happens when you're
Forgive Me
old, dude.
Not. That's
What
what it's
happens?
called.
Yes.
Forgive Me
Oh,
Not.
got you. Hmm.
And Jay, I'll send it to you, the full version of it. It's a
Yeah.
10-minute clip of whatever. I actually used these actors. It was a thing that AT&T was doing. It was called AT&T Creation.
Yep.
And what you do, you make a small 5-minute flick and you will actually win prizes and stuff. They were doing stuff like that. You make these videos and stuff. But see, it made me learn how when you're doing videos, I'm trying to be quick about this. When you're doing videos, you got to do every shot, different shots. And I didn't do that sometimes, most of the time, because I did like things like how you and I are talking right
Yeah,
now.
you were still learning. Yeah.
I was still learning at the time. But now I know how to do different things. And also I'm working buying my Apple iPad Pro, which is an M2 chip in it, because I want to finally get my hands on a Final Cut Pro because I never edit off of that, and I want to just touch it
Right.
and get into it.
What editing software do you use? Do you use Final Cut? Or what did you use previously?
I forgot the name of it. I don't want to touch it right now because we're on
But it's
Zoom.
but it's
But
for the Mac, right?
no, this is a regular computer,
Oh, okay.
the Android. Yes, Android. But I use that and I do a lot of stuff. But then also I go into another um editing program in here, and I forgot the name of it. It's something with Microsoft. But I really want to get my hands on finally all these years in Apple, and do something. And it has a 4K, it's 60 frames.
Yeah.
And I was like, because I wanted to do something like I thought about creating potential cruelty on my story. These aliens, it's kind of like a slight copy of The Hidden. These aliens come from another planet. They want our life to be immigrants in Earth, but some of them come here corrupt, and I'm the bounty hunter, and I gotta kill them because they go into these people's body and they kill those people's souls and stuff already. So I gotta kill them to get it out the way. But some of them come out, but I don't have the money to show how they, you know, you need money for all this stuff to show like the makeup and how they really looking on, but I don't have the money for that. So
yeah. So in the meantime, you allow the ideas to evolve, and you know, and like you said, manifest and get better as it goes until that comes into play. I totally get that.
Kind of like V when they showed it finally when they ripped off their face, you know,
and
look like lizards. But yeah, I have a lot of thoughts of doing a lot of things. I'm focused on me this year.
So your YouTube handle is Dark 7 Productions, right?
Yes, Dark 7. It's called Bernard Norman Dark 7 Productions, or if it's Dark 7 Productions, Bernard Norman.
It's time for you to get that website too, man. Get that up and running. Mine is going to be up and running. Actually, by my 200th episode, it's called optionvb.com. And it's going to be a lot of this. It's going to be great. It's going to be
we got to buy a website. Because you know why? Because I'm sick of YouTube. I'm sick of Facebook. I'm sick of Instagram. Instagram and Facebook are now doing just 1 minute.
Yeah.
You know, they're not going to do
this lightning in the bottle stuff. Yeah.
Like you know, YouTube, you know, it's just like you can't barely do anything now because they're all about butt things and whatever you do.
Yeah, YouTube's gotten a little silly. I remember you ran into a problem with you ran into copyright infringement on a song that you actually wrote and sang and created.
No, that was Facebook.
You weren't giving. You're like, excuse me. Of course, I got permission to do this song. I sang it.
I'm the artist, so I copyright myself. Yeah.
Oh, you moron!
Never heard nothing like that before.
It's like, tell you what, call the guy, ask him if he wants to sue me. All right. Oh wait, it's me.
I'll call myself Bern. Let me tell you something. Cut the shit. Cut the shit.
Now you gotta switch ears. Gotta go to the other ear. Bern, isn't it true?
I don't know what the hell you talking about, man. Cut the shit.
That's not true.
What I'm talking about.
Dude, it was worth it just to get that at the end.
Hey, I really want to put you in one of my movies, man, because I'm in the movie as a lunatic, and I never finished it off. So I want to do something like where you see what's his name. Remember, he said Bobby, you know.
Yeah.
Oh
my God! Why won't you talk to me, Bobby? That was Lawrence Fishburne, guys. Ed Harris and Sean Connery. That was called Just Cause. So go check that out, movie too. So we're gonna bounce because I gotta get out of here. I gotta get my nanny, drop my kid home, and you gotta go eat, bro. So guys, listen, Bernard Norman might love you, but I don't love any of you. In fact, I can't stand any of you. So for all of you at home, for all of you on your iPads, for all of you on your desktop, who runs the world? Old school, baby, old school. For my man Bernard, the Thrill Norman, recording artist and filmmaker, I'm Jason DeBeas. This is episode 196 of the Option Podcast. That's you, that's me. And where's my credits? And we're out. Come check out the Option Podcast on optionvb.com. It's also available on iTunes and Spotify and on YouTube under the NY Varsity Sports handle. You're going to love what you hear.